Hey guys, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Boker knife, but before we jump into that, I just want to give a shout out to an awesome channel. That's Rick over at Warhog. We recently did a sticker swap and he sent over some of his stickers, so Rick, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you're not familiar with Warhog's channel for whatever reason, please go and check it out. He has some of the most fantastic traditional knives, and it's one I pretty much go to whenever he drops a video because I know it's going to be some great content. So I'll just pop that up there for the video. So as I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at a Boker knife, and this is one from their Boker Plus line. So you can see you have the plus here and the outline of the plus. You have the Boker Plus logo here. On the side, you have their sort of address, Instagram, website, things like that, and passion since 1869. On the back, again, you get, the cancer and reproductive harm warning. The same stuff on either side of this one, pretty much just the reverse. You get the address, things like that there, Bokeh USA, and then you get passion since 1869. And I did pick this one up from Heine Haynes, and we're looking at the Boker Plus Koteyka. I'm going to go with Koteyka, and this is in the black G10. You can see it's designed in Germany and it was made in China, and the model number is 01BO641. And there is the Heine sticker as well. See, same logo, Boker Plus Koteyka. So inside the box, the knife came wrapped in this very nice sort of wax paper with the Boker Plus logo on it. And then you do get a couple of bits of information. You get an English and a German. Leave the German in the box. And just a bit of information really about the Boker Plus line, about the knife, about other knives they do. Limited lifetime warranty, thank you for your support, that sort of stuff. QR code in the middle there, and as well as some more contact information on the back. And then apart from that, it's just 100% recycled, which is excellent. I really am into sort of recycling and reusing, so it's fantastic to see they're doing that. I'll pop this all away and we'll take a look at the knife. So here it is, the Boker Koteyka. So we're looking at a close length of right about 1, 2, 3, nearly 3 3/4 inches. And you can see that very striking off the bat milled G10, black G10 handles. You can see we have T6 hardware all the way along. And look at the deep grooves and the ridge in there, and it does make it wonderfully ergonomic as well as grippy. I was kind of worried when I bought this that it would be uncomfortable and sharp, but it's not. Any of the corners have been rounded over. It's really comfortable in the hand and it's exceptionally grippy, especially in wet environments. I was using this outside the other day and it started raining in the garden and there was no sort of lack of grip, and it was fantastically grippy as it was when it was in the dry. So you can see we have the exceptional Boker build quality as well. It's the back spring there, no gapping whatsoever all the way around to the termination. And while we're there, we'll check the centering. You can see that is dead on. Wonderfully hafted knife, and it's such a unique design as well. It's one of the things that drew me to it. But as I mentioned, it's wonderfully grippy. It's a nice, comfortable size to have in your hand, and it's not too small either. So we'll take a look at the blade. And this is the D2 tool steel blade. And you can see you have the K there for Koteyka. D2 there. And on the front there, you have the Boker Plus logo and the serial number or the manufacturer number. This is number 1347. Boker Plus tend to do that with all their knives. Not entirely sure why, just something they've always done. You can see you do have the milling that continues up the spine of the blade and does give you that bit of extra grip when you're choking up. And you can really sort of do some good work with this blade. You do have the long pull in there as well. And I'm not entirely sure what this style clip point blade is called, but I'm going to call it a reverse clip in the way that the swedge goes is an arch rather than, an upswept. Similar to the blade shape you get on the Rosecraft blades Lusahachi Jack. Very similar style blade shape. You do have the swedging on there on both sides. And you can see the edge there. A little bit high near the sharpening choil here, but other than that, razor sharp and wonderfully uniform all the way along, especially on the back. Did a fantastic job, and this was hair popping sharp out of the box. All I've had to do is strop it, and I've not had any concerns at all either about the the D2 steel sort of rusting or taking a patina. Due to the stone washing on there, it's held up really well. Of course, the blade was oiled when I got it, so just to make sure that wouldn't happen. So no half stop, and I'd say this is about a 6.5 to a 7 pull, and a really nice action. I'll let you listen to the sound of that. Really nice action. You can see in there as well, no milling in the G10 or anything, because it's a very light material. No stop pin or anything like that, not needed with the ramp here. And you can see wonderfully clean in there as well. No liners or anything like that, as G10 is really strong, and as well there's quite a lot of G10 here, so it's not needed as well. So what length have we got the blade? So we're looking at an overall blade length of 1 to 2 3/4, and then with that cutting edge it takes it down to 1 2 1/4. So again, a very UK friendly and world friendly knife, non-lock-in under that 3-inch sort of rule that we need for the UK, but remember they are saying it's now the blade length rather than the cutting edge, so I would start that, you know, way back where I was counting it. But again, it's still under that 3 inches. It's, you know, about 2 3/4. So I haven't got any concerns about this. I've been carrying it, I've been using it, and it's one of those knives. It's sort of a talking point as well for the interest in scales. I've had a couple of people comment on what is that, like, without knowing it's a knife, just interested in what that is. And when I pulled it out, they haven't been too scared of it. They're not been like sort of jumped back, which you can get in the UK. There's sort of a fear culture around knives, but I've not had that happen. So it's really nice when people want to start a conversation with you about the knife you're carrying. So I picked this up from Heine Haynes here in the UK. I paid $42.95 to my door, I believe it was, and that is pounds, and that equates to about $50. I believe it's about the equivalent in the US, about $45, I'm going to say. But if you're looking for something like modern, but also as like a traditional style pattern, so obviously this has, you know, it's throwing its hat back to the Barlow shape. Obviously you're not got the bolster or anything, but you do have that nice jackknife pattern. So I would say this is a modern traditional, but this is one I would really seriously consider getting. If you've been looking at it, it's in your basket, I'd definitely pull the trigger. It's a wonderful little knife, and one I'm going to be using for many months to come. So there we go, guys. That's my review of the Boker Plus Koteyka, and that is in the D2 tool steel with the aggressive milled black G10. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.